kids! Welcome again to the Nolly and Trent Show. My name is Nolly, and this is Dinium.
Hi kids. Today is episode number 30. We are talking about self-awareness.
That's another big word.
It's a big word, but it's a very simple in its understanding, Molly.
Oh, I hope so, because big words, make my head hurt.
Self-awareness, Molly, is really how well you know yourself, the way you think, the way you feel.
But I know myself.
Yes, most of us think we know ourselves, Molly, but I think most of us don't think we know ourselves as well as we'd like.
Really? I know I have blonde hair, I'm blue eyes, and I know I'm really pretty.
Those are some very true things, Molly, yes. But do you know how you're feeling right now?
Oh, we're doing the feelings check-in.
Yes, the feelings check-in is just one way that we practice how we can be self-aware. We're trying to be aware of what's going on inside of us, because self-aware is two words. Can you see why they're put together?
Let me see. We got self, one, and aware, two. So self. Oh, self has to do with all about myself?
That's right, yeah, about your body and the way it works.
Yeah, okay. And awareness, that means you have to know something. Oh, I get it. You have to know something about your body. And, okay, I know I'm a little bit hungry right now.
That's really good intel. So you're self-aware about how your body feels right now, which is you're feeling hungry.
Yeah, I'd like to eat something.
Okay, we'll eat something after our podcast.
And I know I am, and I'm also feeling, besides hungry, I'm also feeling, I'm feeling kind of interested because I want to know what you're going to say about self-awareness.
Oh, that's a good word. You're curious.
Yeah, I'm also curious. So I want to know.
Now, Molly, may I ask you, why are you curious?
Because this is interesting when we talk about stuff like this. It's interesting because I don't know what you're going to say and I want to know.
Oh, so you're curious because you want to know more. So you've learned something about yourself is that your curiosity is driven by what you want to know more about. So you don't know more about this, but you'd like to know more.
Yeah, so I want to know more.
So that's something that I'm learning about you. Did you know that about yourself?
Well, I never really thought about it until now.
That is what self-awareness is.
I see. I have a question for you.
All right, Molly.
Are you self-aware right now?
Ooh, yes, I'm in this moment very self-aware. Let me tell you what I'm feeling or seeing when I'm being aware of what's going on inside of me. I'm aware that I was a little bit late for our podcast today, so I was a little bit worried.
Oh, and why are you feeling worried?
I'm feeling worried because, Molly, I like to be on time for things, and I'm still practicing how to do that. And when I don't do it well, it makes me feel a little bit
worried.
Yeah, like I'm not getting things done on time the way I want it to.
I see. So that's what self-awareness means, is you know why you feel what you're feeling.
Yes. I could just say I'm feeling worried, but then a good question would be,
why are you feeling worried?
That's right. And I would say I'm feeling worried because I was late for preparing for our podcast and I felt kind of guilty too.
Ooh, why were you feeling guilty?
Because I was doing other things and I feel like I could have been doing this instead. And so I felt a little guilty for that reason.
I see. Why?
That's a good question. Because I've been taught, Molly, to be careful with my time, the way I spend my time. And when I waste time, I don't feel very good about it. I think, ooh, I've learned how to treat my time very well, and I don't want to waste my time. So I value my time. And so that's why I was feeling guilty.
I see. I make a good counselor, don't
I? You do make a great counselor, but that's what we do when we're practicing being self-aware.
I see. So you're feeling a little guilty and worried?
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. And I'm also feeling grateful because I love doing this podcast with you, Molly.
I know, because I'm amazing.
You are amazing, Molly. I really enjoy time with you.
I know, it's my pretty good looks.
You are very pretty. I agree.
So, we haven't told our dad joke yet. Can we tell our dad joke now?
Oh, yes, by all means, Molly. What is our dad joke for today?
Okay. Do you know the Avengers?
Oh yeah, I know the Avengers.
Okay. Do you know why their shirts were wrinkled one time?
Why were the Avengers shirts wrinkled, Molly? I do not know.
It's because they lost their Iron Man. Get it? Iron Man?
I get it. That was really terrible.
I know. I like that one.
All right, Molly, that's a good one. So they had shirts that were wrinkly because they lost their Iron Man and thinking like he's gonna iron their shirts, which he wouldn't. But I get a joke.
Yeah, it takes you a while sometimes.
Well, let's go ahead and dive in a little bit more into exploring what self-awareness is and why it's important. What do you think will happen, Molly, if a person is not self-aware?
Let me think. If someone does not have self-awareness, they don't know how they think or feel or act. So if they don't know any of these things, they could do lots of stuff and they can make some big mistakes and they wouldn't even know or care.
That's a really good explanation. Yeah. So it's really helpful for a person to be self-aware so they know why they're doing what they're doing. If they don't know what they're doing, if they don't know why they're doing what they're doing, then they might be doing the things that may be good for them or may not be good for them. But the only way to find out is if you think through it for yourself and say, I think this is good, or I don't think this is good. So self-awareness really helps us not only see what's happening, but also to make better choices of what could be.
I see. Could you give me an example?
Okay. Molly, something I like playing is soccer.
I know, and I watched you play too, long time ago.
Well, when I play soccer, I love playing soccer with my friends. And now I'm going to tell you about the self-awareness piece.
Okay. How do you tell me about the self-awareness piece?
Well, one question I ask myself is, why do I like playing soccer with my friends?
Oh, okay. Why do you like playing soccer with your friends?
Well, Molly, I enjoy playing soccer with my friends because they're a lot of fun. And I think I'm also pretty good at soccer, so I've got some skills that help make the game fun for me. So that's why I like playing with my friends, because they're fun to hang out with, and I get to practice my soccer skills and try to get better with my friends.
Oh, okay. Is that the end of the story?
No. Imagine that now, Molly, that while playing soccer with my friends, I wanted to show off a little bit. And so I did this special kick, but I haven't practiced this kick very well. And when I kicked the ball, let's pretend that the ball went and smashed into a neighbor's window and broke their window. Glass everywhere.
Oh, no! Did that happen?
It didn't happen, but just go with it.
Okay. So how are you feeling now? What are you self-aware about?
Well, I'm feeling really ashamed now because I made a mistake and I kicked the ball and I broke someone's window.
I can see that. Yeah. What else?
Okay. And I'm also scared now because I don't have enough money to pay for a replacement window for them.
Ooh, that's a good one. That would be so tough.
Yeah, and I don't know what to do, so I'm a little bit confused.
I see.
And then I also feel a little bit embarrassed as well, because I'd be like, oh no, my friends are going to look at me now and they're going to make fun of me.
Yeah, because they saw everything.
Yeah. And then something else too, Molly, that I would be kind of scared about is I would be scared to talk to the people whose window I broke, because I would be afraid that they would be angry with me in front of my friends perhaps. And so there's a whole bunch of emotions going on here, you see?
That's a lot. You have all those emotions?
Well, I only have them now because I had to use my mind to think through what was going on inside for me when this event happened.
I see.
So that's some of what being self-aware helps me to do. Now, knowing this, do you know what I could do, Molly?
No, tell me. I like this example.
Well, knowing this, I could run away so no one will ever find me again.
But that's not realistic. They'll still find you.
I know. So that's one option I could think about. And then I'd probably end up in the same conclusion. So then I'd have to think again and say, what else could I do? And then I think, oh, maybe I could lie about this and not tell the truth.
But then that wouldn't be good.
But why wouldn't it be good, Molly?
Because then you would always know that you're not truthful, and others would know that you're not truthful, and they would not trust you.
that is something I don't like the outcome of. You see what's happening when you think of all these different options in being aware of how you're feeling because of what happened?
I do see that. You have lots of options now. How about if you just tell the truth?
That's a scary one though, Molly, but you're probably right, because if I tell the truth to everyone, then they know that I'm speaking truthfully and they'll have more trust for me, which is important.
Yeah, that's important.
And then on top of that, I may get in trouble, but at least I'll be able to deal with it and learn from the mistake maybe.
That sounds like a good deal. Even though it's tough, I know it'd be easier to go and lie, right?
It would be easier to go and just lie about it, right? So you see what was happening there, Molly, is to be aware of myself, to know what was going on for my feelings. I had to ask some really important questions. I had to ask, how did that make me feel? So when I was playing on the field, for example, at the beginning, I was feeling pretty, what?
Well, you were feeling good, and you were also happy because you got to show some of your skills. But then it sounded like you wanted to show off, and you did a special kick, and then you broke the window.
Yeah, and then that's when my feelings changed. So when you asked me how did that make me feel, that's when I started thinking about all the answers that I gave you. I felt scared. I felt embarrassed. I felt like I was going to be in trouble. I felt that they were going to make fun of me, like a whole bunch of things. And when you actually speak about how you're feeling, you're able to know what it is that you need. You're able to know what kind of ways to start moving towards. Are you going to move towards one way and make more of a mess by lying, for example, or running away? Or are you going to make less of a mess by actually addressing what you needed to be responsible for?
I see. Self-awareness.
That's right. Another question you could ask as well, Molly, is why did I act that way? So when I did that special kick, you could ask me,
Oh, I know. Why did you act that way? Why did you do that special kick?
well, I did it because I wanted to show off a little bit. I wanted to show my friends, oh, I can do this thing. And then they would think that I was really special and they would, think better of me. So that's why I did it.
But why?
Great question. I did it because I also wanted them to think that I was pretty amazing, and I wanted them to be even closer friends with me, and I wanted them to say that I'm amazing.
I see. And that's not bad, is it?
It's not necessarily bad, but it's bad if you go about it the wrong way. If I tried to do it the wrong way, then it wouldn't be helpful, because then they wouldn't trust me.
I see. That makes sense.
So you see, part of being self-aware, a really helpful part, is not only think about what happened in the past, Molly, but what's happening right now in this moment. So when we do our feelings check-in at the beginning of our show, one of the things we say is, in this moment, how are you feeling? And we like to make space and time for that, because that's how we practice in this moment, knowing what's going on in our heart, in our mind, and the way we're acting.
I see how that works now.
Yes. So it's important to focus on this moment when you're asking the questions of, how did this make me feel, or why did I do this? And then focus on the way your feelings are happening on the inside. Because when you describe those feelings, the better you're able to treat your heart with kindness and to give it that expression that it needs. You see, all these emotions, Molly, are so important. Every single one of them. They help us to be able to become better people when we were able to choose them on purpose.
I see. And then can I say the last point?
Sure thing, Molly.
You should learn to talk to people you trust about all these things that are happening, from your thoughts and the way you feel.
That's right, Molly. That's a great point.
Thank you. Okay, now time for our last dad joke. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready, Molly. Go ahead.
Okay, I was talking to this poet who writes lots of poems, and he writes a lot about wells.
Okay.
His stuff is really deep.
Oh my goodness. He writes about wells because they're deep.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
That was pretty good, Molly. I enjoyed that one. Thank you for sharing that. Molly, before we go, I would love for you to speak to our kids who are listening in, and we have a special message that we usually have for them, don't we?
Yeah. Okay, listen really carefully, kids. We think that you are smart, and you are kind, and you are so important to Dinium and to me. We are happy that you watch our podcast, and we want you to keep watching all the time because we have lots of good conversations. But now it's time for us to say bye, right?
That's right, Molly.
We love you. Bye.
See you guys soon. Bye for now.